If you have any skills from your job or your hobbies, you have a potential online course inside your head. And an online course is hands down the easiest way to make money on the internet. But it can be very daunting because you have to prepare the outline, create the single lessons, design a landing page, and then also implement a payment provider so that you can earn money from it. So you procrastinate, you end up never doing it, and you miss out on all the money you could be earning. Well, not anymore. Today I'm gonna show you a tool that takes your unorganized knowledge and turns it into a fully blown course in a matter of minutes using AI. It creates the lessons, images, quizzes, even the landing page. You can add community features, custom widgets specifically made for your course, and even badges and certificates. And with only a few clicks, you can add a payment provider and start making money. And you could do all of this today. In this video, I walk you through the whole process and show you all the features of this tool. Together, we will take my notes and a few YouTube video links and turn them into a high quality course in less than half an hour. My name is Florian Walter and this is the AI Tool Corner, where I review the latest AI software to find out which ones can actually improve our lives and businesses. Let's jump right in. Here in the dashboard, I'm gonna create my first mini course. We could create it from scratch, but we wanna use the AI course builder. And this couldn't be any easier. Here we can upload different sources and the AI will turn them into a fully blown course. Now you can open a document and just make a brain dump of everything you know about a topic. This doesn't have to be structured. Just start rambling and the AI will later organize it. As a little tip, use Whisperflow for voice dictation. Then you don't have to type, you can just start talking. And the AI inserts the text. I will put a link to Whisperflow into the video description. You can also combine your own knowledge with existing YouTube videos. For example, I'm a big fan of Kino Body. He's a natural bodybuilder and he has this great summary video on how to reach a low body fat level. So I simply copied the video link. Then I used one of these 3 YouTube transcript extractors. Again, I will put a link into the video description. Extract the transcript. This is the whole content of the video. I copied the transcript into ChatGPT and simply told it to create a structured summary based on the following video transcript, paste the transcript here and let the AI summarize it. Now actually this step is not even necessary. We could just paste YouTube links here directly and we will try this out later. But my approach gives me a bit more fine control. So this is the summary ChatGPT created. It's the whole video outlined but structured into different sections. It's titled How to Reach 10% Body Fat with Intermittent Fasting and Sustainable Dieting Strategies. This is the whole outline, but all of this is just ripped off from the video. To give this my unique twist, I added my own experiences as additional points at the bottom. Because I used Kino Body's approach, but I made my own changes. For example, I eat more protein than he recommends, more fiber, and I drink yerba mate instead of black coffee. So I added these here as additional points. And now I simply upload this document here. The AI will read it. We could even add additional sources like more documents or links, but I have everything inside this one PDF. We wait until this is fully processed. But while this is loading, we can already start setting up the metadata. How closely do we want to follow this document? I keep the default here. Course language English. What is your course about? How to reach 10% body fat and maintain it all year around with intermittent fasting and a high protein diet. What are your teaching goals for this training? We actually get some AI suggestions here, but they are not that great, so I add my own instead. How to reach 10% body fat and maintain it all year round. How to use a high protein diet and intermittent fasting to stay satisfied while dieting. You can add as many of these goals as you want. At the bottom we can also describe the audience who this course is for. This is just input for the AI, this doesn't have to be perfect. Let's say hobby and professional bodybuilders who want to look great all year round. We can select a tone, I set this to casual. We can even generate quizzes automatically. Let's generate 3 quiz questions and maybe 2 survey questions. You will see what exactly those are later. And really cool, we can let the AI generate images automatically. This is extremely useful. We can select a model here. Not sure which is the best one, you can play around with this. And for the image style, I want realistic photography. We can add additional keywords. I added a bunch that I think fit the content. Then we can let the AI generate the course, which takes a minute or so. And while this is processing, I'm of course sipping on my yerba mate. So good. Now we get a fully blown course outline, which is very close to the original document with generated chapters and quiz questions. And it used our uploaded PDF as the source for the content. We can now modify this, change the sections, add additional sections, but actually this is already good enough. I don't need to change anything here, and then I generate the mini course. And our course is ready. Let's check it out. Before we modify it, let's take a look at a preview. This is how the user will see it. So we have an auto-generated landing page. Of course, we can modify this, but this is already pretty good and adjust it to our course content. Then we can start the course. I will later show you how to put this course behind a paywall very easily, so only people who pay for it can access it. And this is very close to our original document that we uploaded, but it's more fleshed out. And what I really like is that we don't only have boring paragraphs, we have these cards, we have these practical application sections, and even tables and other elements, which make the course more digestible and more fun. Then we can walk through the single sections. Again, we have these numbered cards here. We even have different tabs. I think this looks really good. Let me quickly go through the whole thing. Okay, this image is a bit awkward, but we can update this. I'm gonna show you how in a moment. Again, we have these different sections here. Super cool. They even added a full meal plan based on the PDF. Amazing. Here we have a training plan divided by the different days. This is all custom made for our content. And it's all based on the uploaded sources. And at the end, we even have a quiz specifically made for our course. What is the recommended calorie formula for a standard aggressive cut? Let's see if I can answer this. Should be 13 calories. Perfect. Why is the inclusion of collagen peptides recommended during the fasting? This is one of Kinobody's strategies. And I think the answer is this one here. Correct. And the last one, what is the core philosophy of the ultra minimalist training routine? Training 2 to 3 times per week, focusing strictly on progression and PRs. I get them all right. We can even turn this into an exam by giving the user a certificate only if they answer all or most of the quiz questions right. And we also have a survey at the end. Whatever people input here will be visible to us, the course creator, and we can use this information later to make better content. So there are no right or wrong answers here in the survey. We can select whatever we want. And important, the course is also fully mobile responsive. So if you're watching this on a tablet or even a smartphone, it will still look good and you can access the menu and everything, because many people consume content on smartphone these days, so this is important. We can put multiple courses into a collection, put them behind a paywall and start earning money. I will show you how in just a moment. But first, let's see how we can edit our course using AI. So here we can update our whole course. We can even add additional sections and pages if we want. We can change the text, and we even have an AI assistant that helps us with this. If we want to make it shorter or longer, change the writing, we can let the AI do this. Let's try this out. There we go. Now it created a much longer version of this, but I think the default is better. So let's keep this. We can add additional blocks, and we have a lot of different options. We can add videos here with different layouts. We can add images. We have special hotspot images and carousels. I will show them later. Different text sections, tables, quotes. We have these action blocks, and one of them is the community block, where we can add a fully blown community into our course. We will do that later. We can embed different external elements like YouTube videos, Spotify, and a bunch of others. We can even add little games customized for our course, but the coolest feature is this AI interaction builder, because this creates a little widget, a little tool specifically made for our content. Let's give this a try. So I opened the section that contains the calorie formula for this course. I want to use AI to create a little calorie calculator. This would be really cool. So let's try this out. Let's put this right below, and we use the existing page content to generate this. So now the AI came up with 3 different ideas based on the page content, and this one is exactly what I want. I want a calorie calculator. So we select this, we can customize the colors to maintain our own branding, and then we can build this, and the AI now creates the code for this widget. And voila, that's the result. We can now use the AI chat to further change this, but this is already pretty good. So now we have a fully blown calorie calculator that we can put into our course. It's here at the bottom, and it perfectly fits the content of this page. And you can generate anything with it. Any kind of little app that you can put directly into your course content. So now the user has a fully blown calorie calculator here. So for example, if my target weight is 100 pounds, and I use the standard approach or the aggressive approach, this is how many calories I have to eat. And I think this is super cool. This is now part of our course. And of course, if you want to update an image, you can also use AI for that. There's a fully blown image generator in here. Let's try a fit topless guy with a six-pack doing bench press. Generate. There we go. We can now put this into our course. Up here in the theme settings, we can customize how this course looks and adjust this to our brand. Not gonna do this right now. We also have different settings like email notifications, text to speech, an accessibility widget that we can overlay. You can check this out yourself. We can customize the language of all the controls and buttons that we have in our course, but the defaults are already pretty good. We can also add videos. So one cool thing we could do is, in the very first lesson, add a video block with the YouTube link of the original video that we used, the blueprint. Now, they don't yet offer AI generated videos, so you have to upload your own videos. This is planned as a feature in the future, but until this is available, you can generate AI videos manually. I have tutorials on that. I will put them into the video description. Let's check out the completion settings. Here we can decide what happens when the user finishes the course. We can show their quiz score, we can show a simple celebration message, or we can give the user a badge, either for completing the course or for answering a certain number of quiz questions right. We can completely customize the badge. For example, this could say shred approved. We can even generate a logo with AI, which will be added here. We will do this in a moment. Or upload a complete custom badge if you don't like these designs. And we can of course customize the landing page, which you saw earlier. We can change all these texts here or use one of these presets, but the default is already pretty good. Let's check out the community features, because providing a community to your course buyers is a good way to increase engagement. The community is a block here under actions. You can put this on any page you want. You can add as many of them as you want. So let's create a new section called community and let's title this feedback forum, for example. So now we can put a community block here, give this a name, shred course feedback, for example, and create it. And here we can now create posts, we can add links, attachments, different colors, we can write a comment or leave a reaction under a post. Everything you would expect from a community feature. We even have this AI summary button that summarizes everything that's going on in the community. And you have different moderation options that you can set here. You can moderate it manually via a human or let AI help you with that. So this will automatically block certain bad words, for example. You can set a permission, language, customize the colors, and users even get email notifications about new comments. This gets even more powerful when we put multiple courses into a collection and start making money from them. So let's create a collection called fitness courses. And this is also great to avoid procrastination, because instead of creating one huge course, you can create multiple smaller courses and release them one after another in the same collection. And this way you don't get overwhelmed. So inside this collection, let's create another mini course like we did earlier. But this time, instead of preparing a PDF, I'm just gonna paste a few YouTube links. So I prepared a bunch of YouTube links that are more kino body videos, but they are all focused around training rather than diet. And I paste them all in here as sources. You can add as many as you want. So I added 5 different videos, the AI analyzes them, and it even says it's taking screenshot. So it doesn't only look at the transcript, but also the visuals of the video. Again, we set up the course info. I'm gonna skip this to not bore you. So now instead of AI generated images, we can select source images, which will use screenshots from the YouTube videos. I actually haven't tried this out yet. Let's see how this looks. So again, the AI generated an outline, and it even mentions specific timestamps and the YouTube video it used for the different sections. So this is very precise. Let's generate the course. So our second course is ready, and this one is even more impressive because it actually picked fitting screenshots from the source videos. So this is from the kino body videos. And it picked fitting screenshots for the different sections. For example, we have this section about training the back, and it picked a screenshot with the back image. This is perfect. Here it talks about muscle ratio, and it used an image that showcases the different ratios. This is so cool. Now we can put our other course, the first one, into this collection as well. We can set a thumbnail here. Again, we can generate it with AI or pick one of the existing images. Let's just pick this one. There we go. The collection also has its own landing page. Similar to the course landing page that was generated for us, we can edit it. And at the bottom we see the different courses that this collection contains. In the settings, we can change the authentication for this course. So right now, all our courses are public. We can require an email login, and this is cool to collect email addresses if you want to use a course as a lead magnet. You can make the course invitation only. You can even embed it in existing apps. This is a bit more complex, but it's an option. Or we can add a payment provider and make this a paid course. Here we can choose between Stripe, Lemon, Squeezy, and Pabbly. Those are different payment providers. And let me actually set this up. So here you find instructions on how to implement this. Just follow along. I'm going to use Lemon Squeezy for this example. Just follow the instructions, then you can set a price, a billing period, you can make this a subscription or a one-time payment, save this, and as easy as that, we have payment integration. Now we can go to the Share tab, copy the link, and when I open the link of our course collection and try to open a course and start it, I will get redirected to a payment link. Now the user has to enter their name, email address, and then they get forwarded to a payment page, and only after they have paid, they get access to your course. And here in the Learners tab, you also have a list of all the email addresses signed up to your courses. So you can use this, for example, as a lead magnet to collect email addresses. And the best news is that the platform, minicoursegenerator.com, doesn't take any commission from your sales. So they take 0% of these $29. It all goes into your pocket. We have a few more options here. We can set up a certification. Similar to badges that we saw earlier, we can make this a success certificate or hand it out to everyone who completes the course. We can customize this. We have different templates available, or we can create our very own template. We can move all of this around. We can put an image in the background. You can get creative with this. Each certificate has a real ID and also a unique link that your course taker can later use to showcase their certificate. You could use this, for example, to create paid exams, where people have to pay money to take a course, complete a quiz, and then if they succeed, they get handed out a real certificate. Here again is the logo that we also saw earlier on the badges, and we can use AI to generate a logo. Let's try logo of a muscular torso, no arms or legs, no head, black and white, minimalistic vector graphic. There we go, looks pretty cool. Now we can use this as a logo on our certificate. Well, this is not perfect because it has this gray area around it. Earlier I created one which looked pretty good. This one here I think is pretty good. We can use this on our certificates and badges or just upload your own file. Let's also take a quick look at the other options. We can connect a custom domain. By default, your course is on this minicoursegenerator.com domain, but you can buy your very own domain and connect it here to make this completely yours. Just follow the instructions. Similarly, you can send notification emails through your own email address if you set this up. In the general settings, you have some additional configuration options. You can collaborate on a course with other people. You can invite them here. And you can set up a webhook that is called when a collection is started or completed if you want to integrate this into other automations. There are endless options. We will take a look at more automation use cases later. Here in the Analytics tab, we can see different data about our course members, how many we have, how many completed our courses. So this is a complete course platform. You can even download these reports. And you can even embed this course as a widget into an existing website. So if you already have a website or a mobile app, you can actually put the course in there so that people don't even have to leave your app. Beyond that, you can also export courses as PDFs if you want a very simple format, or even as a SCORM file if you want to use this in another LMS software. So the options to share your courses are really endless. And then you can also create a showcase page which showcases all your collections together with some information about you, the instructor, and whatever else you want to put in here. I will show you a complete example of a fully set up course and what is possible in a moment. But first let's take a look at the automation options. You can connect your courses to any other app via Zapier or Make. Down here we see a bunch of different example workflows. You can use this to create lead magnets, to collect emails. You can build certification programs, paid courses, and even company or product training. I will give you my final resume about the mini course generator in a moment, but first let's take a look at a complete example. So this is a course collection about coffee, which contains 2 courses and it's fully branded. It looks really good. Let's go through this. Here we have this hotspot image. So when I click these different icons inside the image, I see a preview video. And this is a really cool example of what is possible with this platform. Let's actually take the course. I start with the first module. Again, we have a really cool landing page and a course outline and one of these hotspot images. This is the course, looks very similar to the one we made, just that this one is about coffee. It's very interactive, looks good. Here we even have a map. Wow, amazing. So these hotspot images are worth playing around with. Let me click through the whole thing quickly. Here we even have a mini memory game. Remember, we can set up games and specific widgets customized for our course. We saw how to do this earlier. The different coffee beans, we have a video here. Amazing. And these different widgets provide a really nice way of learning. And at the end of the course, I get a certificate with a share link that I can open and share. Now this one doesn't contain my name. I think that's because this was a public course and they didn't actually take my name. But if you require login, like I showed you earlier, then this will contain the name of the course taker. And everyone will get their unique certificate. Here is my final resume about the mini course generator. I tried out different AI course generators and this one was the closest to the original source input. I'm really happy how it turns the document I gave it into a fully fledged course, and the chapters and sections are very close to the original without adding a lot of fluff. You can just make a brain dump of everything you know about a topic into a document, or use an existing YouTube video, or both, and turn that into a fully fledged course in a matter of minutes. It's very easy and it reduces procrastination. You can literally create a course today. I also really like the structure it gives our courses with these different tables and sections and these little interactions that we can build and put into our course, like our calorie calculator. This is amazing. It even has an integrated AI image generator. The different available access options allow you to turn this into an email lead magnet, a paid course, or you can make this a public course or embed it into an existing app. Adding a payment provider is very easy and only takes a few minutes, and then you can start collecting money. You can even export your courses as a simple PDF or a SCORM file for external learning management systems. And of course you have badges and certificates which turn this into a really professional experience. The only caveat right now is that it doesn't include an AI video generator. By default, everything is text and images and widgets. You can embed videos, but you have to come up with them yourself. Again, I talked to the creator of this tool and they are planning to add an AI video generator, but for now you have to make these videos manually. I have tutorials on how to create AI videos with a virtual avatar. I will put them into the video description below. You can check them out next. And overall, this tool is a great opportunity to turn your existing knowledge into money without a lot of work and without the overwhelm. You can literally do this today. I will put a link to the mini course generator into the video description below. They have a 14-day free trial, so you can try this out, see if this is the right fit for you and build your courses today for free. In the description I will also put a bunch of other links like my AI video generation tutorials and the resources I mentioned throughout this video. Check them out as well. Subscribe to the channel for more AI tool reviews in the future. Then I see you in the next video. Take care.